Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited about this series that I'm starting. It's a 3-part series on how to not only get a bottle service job, but like finding the opportunity and how to be successful once you get the job. So today we're gonna start with part 1, which is how to find an opportunity, talk about the different ways to like look for a job, how to scout the job, and like while you're scouting, what to look for, what to wear, kind of some red flags and green flags to look for. And then part 2, we're gonna talk about your interview, and I'm gonna tell you every single question they might possibly ask you, but more importantly, the questions you need to be asking them during the interview, and even like what to wear and how to carry yourself, all of those type of things, what to expect. And then part 3, which I'm most excited for, is going to be talking about like basically your first week training and telling you everything that like you need to know, but they're not gonna tell you. So like server etiquette and like how to like move basically, because being the new girl, there's definitely like some stigma around it. Like they're probably not gonna like you, you're not gonna get the good shifts, like they're gonna give you shitty tables, the girls are about to test you. So just, you know, kind of just how to deal with that type of culture. Now, if you don't know, I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. So I'm going to be talking about specifically like bigger cities, but I have no reason to believe that this wouldn't work if you're scaling down. Like I feel like this will put you like beyond ahead of the game, because most people aren't gonna be doing this. Like this is gonna prepare you to be able to work at any club, in any state, in any city. And also, like, if you have no experience, this video will give you all the information you need to know to walk in with confidence and fake it till you make it. You're about to be probably more prepared than somebody that does have experience, just because the scene can be different from state to state. And like there was a lot that like I went through culture shock when I first moved here, I'm not gonna lie. So with no further ado, let's get into the video. Here is how to find an opportunity for a bottle service job.
Just cause I fuck you, that don't mean I trust you, I don't. You got some high hopes.
I just wanna start out by saying these type of videos like are so exciting to me, because I feel like literally I'm talking to like my friends, where it's like one of my friends were to ask me like, hey, I'm thinking about getting a bottle service job in Atlanta, like what's up? Like this is what I would tell them. And this video makes it so much easier because I'm gonna just be sending the link out. Same with like my Airbnb videos, like all these videos I'm talking to you guys as if you're my friend and I'm trying to put you up on game. And also I thought of a name for you guys. For now I'm gonna do the CEOs. So hello CEOs, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about how to get in our bag today, for real. Okay, so let's hop right into it. To my notes. Okay, so first things first, no matter what, you need a resume. Now I recommend literally you have a resume for every single type of job that you want to work. Like I have a resume for a marketing position, I have a resume for bottle service jobs, I have a different resume for like more high-end restaurant jobs, I have a resume for, you know, corporate jobs. Like you should have a resume that is tailored to the specific job that you want. And you can even use like, you know, a lot of the same things, but just change around like the organization, the verbiage, the colors, those type of things. And I absolutely recommend that you hire me to make your resume if you don't already have a fire one, because I will rewrite it. And I specifically like look at what job you want and the keywords, skills, stuff like that in the industry to make sure that your resume makes you completely qualified for what you're looking for. So the other thing that I really recommend with your resume is I always put a photo on my resume, because besides that they're gonna ask you for your photos. So bring photos, bring a resume, and I print them on really high quality paper, because off back a lot of times they're gonna be touching 100, 200 resumes, and when they touch my resume off back, they're gonna notice something different. So that's one way that I set myself apart off back. And again, book me to make your resume. Okay, I think this camera is really hitting today, y'all. Okay, so first things resume, and then a headshot is the other thing they're gonna ask you to bring. Try to use professional photos if possible. Definitely do not use no like Snapchat photos with like writing on them or any crazy filters. Like if you don't have professional photos, try to just take something like a full body, no filter. Like don't take like no lingerie, but like do something that like, you know, makes your body look good. I will like insert here and here like the type of pictures that I would put on my headshots that I turn into the club. So the next thing I'm gonna talk about is like the 3 main ways you can get a job. So the first one is just walking in, the second one is a referral, and the third one is an open call. So you can do like a combination of them even, but let's talk about what you would wear. So an open call or a walk-in is almost the same, except for the open call. Like a lot of times in the open call sheet, it'll literally say dress for the job you want. So you will see girls showing up in like, you know, like a onesie and fishnets with their ass out. I'm not comfortable doing that, but some girls do it and it does say come dress to your part. So no shade to someone who does that, and that's definitely an option that you should consider. But for me, I'm definitely gonna insert like some pictures of what I've worn to open calls in here. And I also have a YouTube video that's like come to open call with me. So make sure you check that out to see the actual process of an open call. Now, anywho, what to wear. So you're gonna wanna, my favorite look is, so, okay, a walk-in versus an open call is a little bit different, because a walk-in, I would wear, like, walk-in is like scouting. So basically by walk-in, I mean you scout out a place. So by scouting out, you're gonna want to like go on Yelp and look at like places around you. Go on Instagram and like put in a location and see, like put in Atlanta, see where people are going, and then look at, you know, search by location or search hashtags like hashtag Atlanta nightlife, hashtag Atlanta VIP, or whatever it may be. For Atlanta, there's like open call, like there's people that post like jobs, like there's basically a few groups like that. But once you do that, like definitely read reviews, look at like their social media platforms, and then after that, you're gonna wanna actually just like go into these places as a customer and like feel the vibe out. So like when I'm doing this, I'm paying attention to every little thing, to what kind of cars are in the parking lot. What are the girls look like? Do they look like they're getting in their bag, or do they look like they're struggling? Like, do the girls, you know, have fresh wigs, or they've been wearing the same one all year long? Like, is their shit lifting? Like, okay. But for real, definitely peep that. Try to peep like the interactions between the girls. Do they work together? Do they look like they're arguing? Do they look like they have a bad attitude? Like, do they look like they're enjoying their job? How is the service? Just peeping the work environment, like what type of clientele are in there? Is it busy? Like, stuff like that. And then if you actually want to, if you're feeling the vibe and you feel like asking like, hey, is there a manager around? Things like that. I would not recommend asking the girls if they're hiring, because that's not accurate. They're probably gonna lie to you. And when it comes to just like asking randomly, like you really have to get lucky. Like I would work in a restaurant and sometimes girls would come in like, oh, are you guys hiring? And I would always look at the manager, and then he would be like, oh, what do they want? Like, oh, they want a job? Fuck no. But then sometimes they'd be like, oh, have them sit down. Like, it would basically just be the mood of the manager. So you really just have to get lucky with the walk-in method. But to pair with the walk-in method, I would go on Instagram and maybe DM them like, hey, when is a good time to come drop off my resume? Don't ask them like, oh, are you hiring? Or like, don't give them an option to say no. Give them an option to tell you, I'm coming in, when is the best time? Otherwise, I'm just gonna pop up, like, type deal. Like, you want to give people, you know, get the universe in motion with what you want going on. So definitely that. Again, for the walk-in, for me, I usually would just wear like jeans, a lingerie top, or like a really cute top with a blazer and heels. So that's like my go-to, but I will insert, like I said, some outfits that you could wear. Whereas to open call, I would maybe wear like a dress. And typically you want to wear all black because that's what you wear to work, but you can do like the jeans and heels thing. But I would recommend wearing like a super sexy dress to an open call. Now, Let's see, I said to, when you're reading the reviews, like read them with a grain of salt, get a good idea. But a lot of the times they are accurate, but you have to understand they're writing them from a customer's perspective, and you're gonna be having a different experience there because you're not a customer, you're an employee. So yeah, like I've worked places where I would see like the cooks and the chefs are like taking the bus and stuff like that, and like it's just like bogus to me, because I'm like, dude, these people are like the heart of our restaurant, and if they're struggling, like that just doesn't sit right with me. Like I want everybody to be winning. So I mean, nothing against people who are in that situation, but I'm just saying, like, they're clearly not paying a livable lifestyle. And I believe that everybody is important on the team. Like I don't know, like that shit just did not sit right with me, especially as a server. Let's say I'm making hundreds of dollars a day. I'm making their check in one day. Like, just because what, they don't have the look, like that just bothers me. And so I like to make sure that like everybody is straight. And my cat, stop! Literally is driving me insane. Okay, trying to make this short. Next, definitely look at the cars, because it's like, I've worked at a few different, stop it, for real, go. I've worked at a few different places, and it's like, the place, like, am I the only Benz pulling up here? Or do all the other girls drive Benz too? You wanna work at the place where everybody else has Benz too. Like, clearly they're getting paid. Okay, this is the biggest one. This is the tip, okay? So, in different places, they require different things of you, and I'm gonna get into that in the interview in part 2. But I really want to say, start building your clientele. So when you're out, like for me, I don't talk to men when I'm outside, like enjoying my night. Like I'm anti. But what I wish I would have done is like been more outgoing in the sense of like potential clients. Like you need to be giving your number out, and I even wish to get another line so I can give out my number even more. But you want to be like, you know, if they're buying sections, like they'll probably buy a section from you in the future, and the type of clientele you're gonna build is ones that go with you wherever you go. So a lot of the times, like your ability to work, like where I'm at now, if you don't book tables, you don't work. So like building your clientele is definitely like number uno, like because you can fake your way into the job, but at the end of the day, if you're not able to put out, you're not gonna last there. So that is part 1 of getting the interview. So basically, make sure you just scout, make sure you're peeping, creeping. Like literally, I will creep on like a girl's Instagram and like see like everything. Like I be looking at what the other girls got going on. Like, do they have other businesses? Like, where are they living? Like I look in the background of their pictures. Like for real, all that is very important. And like, do they look like they hang out outside of work? Like you gotta catch the vibe for the work environment. And also, like, you know, just energy is everything. So is it like a crazy poppin' place? Like, is it a place, how many days a week is it open? Like some places are literally open Friday and Saturday, so you know that that's not like a place that you're really gonna be able to, you know, survive off of. Or do you want a place that actually has day shifts, or, you know, those type of things, the hours of operation. Do they serve food? What type of food do they serve? Like, are they just a club? There's so many different types of work environments you can place yourself into, so you wanna make sure it's something that's realistic to you. Like, for me, right now, I'm working at a place that's only Friday and Saturday, and I love that because I have the whole week to myself. I know I'll never be expected to work outside of Friday and Saturday, but also, like, I'm working until 3 o'clock in the morning. Someone else, there's after hours places that are open till 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, how late can you really function? So, yeah. Also, you know, the location, you want to make sure that it's a safe place to be. How far is it from your house? Like, how much gas are you gonna be spending? How much time will it take you to get there at that certain hour? Are you in rush hour? Or, you know, all those type of things you want to factor in. So I hope you found this helpful. I'm gonna move on to part 2, which is the interview, talking about all the questions they might ask you, and more importantly, the questions you need to be asking them, along with what to wear, which is pretty similar to like what you would wear to the open call. But wait, I did not say this. When you go to this open call, like me, my initial thought process was like, you know, I want to try to stand out, and I feel like having natural beauty is a standout quality in Atlanta. And like I always would try to like, I usually have my lashes done, but I would do like something like this, like minimal makeup, natural hair, just something cute and simple. And that is not it. That is not it. They want you to be the best. Like I literally recommend paying a makeup artist to go to these open calls if you can't do makeup. Like I can't do makeup, so like I will pay a makeup artist to do my makeup for these open calls. Like put that shit on. Like put that shit on. Like you have to. This is a fashion contest, okay? It's a bad bitch contest. Like I've been crazy experiences at these open calls where they'll literally have like 500 girls just stand in line and like pick out, like not go through the line, like pick out, all right, you, like based on your looks. Like, so it's just like, you have to, in Atlanta at least, and also you should know how to dress and stuff based on the vibe. Like who are the owners, who are the bosses, like who are the managers, like what do you think that they would be into is important. And like also like the vibe of the job, you know what I mean? So yeah, that is my advice basically for getting the interview. But yeah, I talked about the open call, the referral, the walk-in. I guess I didn't really say it straight up. So when you go to the walk-in, basically just hand them your resume. Make sure you ask for a manager. Do not hand it to a bottle service girl or anything like that. When you DM them, be like, hey, when you ask like, hey, when's a good time, make sure you ask them like, who am I looking for, who am I asking for, those type of things. Make sure you're on time. Definitely do not try to pop up in a busy hour. Like definitely try like one of their off days, because the manager will more than likely have time to talk to you. So like a weekday for sure. What else? Yeah, that's basically how to find the job. And I'm actually about to be job hunting again, so I'm thinking about taking you guys with me. All right, part 2. You ready?